In today's lecture, we will discuss about the driving forces or mechanism of water absorption, because in previous lecture we have discussed different systems of water absorption that include apoplastic system of water absorption, symplastic system of water absorption, and transcell water absorption. So in today's lecture, we will discuss that how much forces are involved in the process of water absorption. Basically, there are two kinds of driving forces that cause the movement of water from soil into the root. First is the osmotic movement, which is also called as active absorption, and second is the mass or passive transport or transpiration pull. We can also say transpiration pull. First of all, we will discuss about the osmotic movement or active absorption. This active absorption basically occurs in slowly transpiring plants when roots are present in moist, warm, well-aerated soil. Then in these conditions, root basically behaves as an osmometer. Osmometer because in that case, uh, accumulation of solute in the root xylem that lowers the water potential, because solutes are accumulated in the root xylem and that lowers the water potential compared to the soil. As a result, water diffuses inward and positive pressure is developed in the xylem. And positive pressure is resulting in guttation or exudation of the solutes from the cut parts of the plants. When transpiration rate is low, the root absorbs ions from the soil solution and transport them into the xylem, which decreases the water potential in the xylem, and hence more water will be taken from the soil solution and xylem and into the xylem and increases the water potential and osmotic potential. There are two different conditions in osmotic movement or active absorption. First is the in case of slowly transpiring plants, what happens, and then in the rapidly transpiring plants. When transpiration rate is low, then root absorb ions from the soil solution and then transport them into the xylem, where they accumulate, and osmotic potential of xylem decreases and water potential of xylem also decreases, and hence more water will be taken from the soil solution into the xylem, and osmotic potential in slowly transpiring plants that dominate absorption. While in case of rapidly transpiring plants, as the transpiration is rapid, so the xylem sap is dilute. Rapid uptake of the water due to high rate of transpiration, because transpiration is more. So plant is actively absorbing water from the soil surface, so osmotic potential is negligible, whereas pressure potential is negative and dominate water absorption in that case. In the case of passive absorption or mass flow, that type of absorption occurs in rapidly transpiring plants. And force for this type of absorption originates at the evaporative surface. And where evaporative surface is actually, that evaporative surface is shoot and the leaves, where rate of transpiration is more. So rate of transpiration is more, so they transmitted into the to the root through the xylem sap. And water, how the rate of how transportation or transpiration is more, because the water losses from stomatas and water moves in the guard cells through the mesophyll tissues. The rate of water decreases in mesophyll tissues, and water will move from vein into the mesophyll tissues, and then from vein cohesive column develops, which take this tension to the root here, where massive absorption will take place. As the transpiration operates on the leaf surface, tension is produced in the xylem sac. In rapidly transpiring plants, A root merely act as absorbing surface through which water is pulled in by tension which is developed in the sap stream. As water evaporates from the leaves, the reduction of water potential in the leaf cell causes water to move into them from the xylem into of the leaf vein. Removal of water from the xylem reduces pressure on the xylem sap and decreases its water potential. Then, when the water potential is reduced in the xylem, then a gradient is produced through which water moves from the root surface across the intervening tissues and then into the xylem. Under these conditions, water can be regarded as moving through the plant body by mass flow, as continuous cohesive column is responsible for pulling the water through the imbibitional force which is developed on the evaporating surface of the leaf or the shoot. So in this case, in this case, root is basically active, merely acting as the absorbing surface, and there is no other role of the root in case of passive absorption or mass flow. While in case of active absorption, there is a role of the important role of the root, because root basically is determining that water will move in or not. Difference between active and passive absorption. All these type of absorption occurs along the gradient of decreased water potential from the medium to the root xylem. In case of active absorption which occurs in slowly transpiring plants where root behaves as an osmometer. How? Because it is determining that in case that when the water will move through the active absorption within the plant. While in case of passive absorption, which occurs in rapidly transpiring plants where water is pulled in through the roots, which merely functions as passive absorbing conditions. Conditions in water conducting slowly is a system of slowly transpiring plants are quite different from the existing in rapidly transpiring plants, because when rapid transpiration takes place, when there is lots of radiations, or when there is heat energy is present which is continuously or in the in the environment, when conditions are suitable for the increasing rate of transpiration, so in that condition there is rapid transpire in that condition there is rapid rate of transpiration, while these conditions will not be present in when plants are slowly transpiring. So I hope this lecture is informative for you all, and that will help you understand the difference between active and passive absorption in plants.